morning and welcome to 115.5 The Bucketlist, Cape Breton. How are we doing this morning? Did any of you see last night on the news? Excuse me, Doug's gotta go. That our high-flying Olympic aerial team were naked. Now that's a first for Canada, wouldn't you think? And the magazine they were posing for, I mean, they were naked, but they had their boards and, you know, this sort of thing. And some of them actually had some, you know, underwear on and their boots. But basically standing there, you know, with their equipment and posing for shadowing. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't think I've ever seen an Olympic team get such coverage, or uncoverage, so to speak. Anyway, who's next? What are they going to do next? Put something in Harris Smith Country Life? My God. But I mean, it's terrific to give them as much as they can get. I mean, they probably need all the support they can get, you know, and try to keep the hype off of the still no snow thing. But they're working on it, and I'm sure, you know, they all have the I believe spirit, so sure as hell there'll be snow there. I think they're flying in them by helicopters from further up north in the mountains and bringing it down, and they're trucking it in and doing whatever they can to spread it around. But it seems to be melting as fast as they're putting it down. But I don't think that makes any difference to the speed skating guys and the luge. I think they're pretty much frozen solid. It's just the downhill and the aerials, I think, that are going to have some problems. But, you know, maybe they'll get a big storm tonight and everything will be fine and nobody has to worry about anything. In the meantime, somebody wrote me yesterday and said that they thought I was a cross between Don Cherry and Martha Stewart. Now, I'm not sure about that. Don Cherry I'm really fond of, although I have nowhere near his clothing allowance, and you know, he certainly wouldn't be seen dead in something like this. But Martha Stewart, come on. I hardly think so. I'm sure there's got to be somebody else that, you know, well, Maggie Murphy. Anyway, and that you're finding it hard to get around inside the blog. So I don't know what the hell to do about that. I guess if I want to make it where you guys can actually add your stuff, I have to maybe find a whole other venue for it, not just the blog spot. But God, it's taken me since Friday to almost get it to the point where I thought it was workable. But you know, I'm the one that's doing it for hours at a time, and if you guys are clicking in and can't figure out how to work it, then it's useless, because it's not going to serve the purpose. And the purpose was to make sure that if somebody out there had somebody that needed help, you know, and we as a collective group could help them, it's not going to get noticed. So I'm going to, if you guys have any ideas at all, for God's sake, let me know. You can either email me at farawayj@stpeterscable.com, or you know, I'm on Facebook under Just Joan. So surely to God you can find me someplace if you can't get it through this blog. Some folks are saying that when you click into the video and then you try to make a comment, it's just not working. So anyway, I'm sorry about that. And maybe I should always say on the videos every day, although then I'll start to sound like a friggin' parrot, and I don't want to do that either, because people will just click off and then they won't show up to find out what's going on. On a better note, if you know, sometimes if you just put, I had a friend once that told me, you just put it out into the world. Just, you know, put it on out there. Just say it out loud. Let somebody else hear it. And before you know it, it happens. Well, I wrote in the blog that I wanted my granddaughter, you know, I'd like to spend a summer with her before she's too old to think I'm too much fun to be with or whatever. And lo and behold, my daughter called last night and said, Michaela's coming this August. So, woohoo for me! So, you know, so that's what this whole thing is about. This is about letting it out into the universe. If we don't tell one another, and, you know, then one day we turn around and say, oh, yeah, You know, my Uncle Freddie, he sat in that house for 25 years after his wife left. He never went anywhere. And all he wanted to do was go to a friggin' hockey game. You know, but nobody to go with. You know, it's something as simple as that. And we're going to call them the want tos. Whatever's on your bucket list is a want to. It sounds too stupid for me to keep calling them a bucket, you know, or whatever, and then I get all tongue-tied and it sounds really ridiculous. So it's whatever's in the bucket list is a want to thing, you know. Well, I always wanted to go whatever, right? So that's what we're going to call it. But, you know, do you know your neighbors? Do you know the old lady next door? You know, has she always just wanted to go to the movies but can't? You know, is she in a wheelchair? Has she got something? I'm in the middle of nowhere here, so, you know, I can do great things about coordinating because I know lots of folks between here and the other side of the country. So between us, there must be, you know, we must be able to pool resources and be able to do something for that one special person. You know, and if we start now, this being February, surely we can get, you know, 10 or 12 folks done this year without any problem. I mean, you know, I'm sure somebody would take them on a fishing trip or whatever. We know all the different things we have to offer. Christ, I could have somebody here for a weekend or a week, you know, if they wanted to live in a bunkhouse and just sort of be out in the middle of nowhere and this sort of thing. You know, I can do that easy. You know, and feed them and have a campfire and, you know, let them pet the ponies, well, one, and play with the dogs. So, I think I lost my, where the hell was I? Anyway, 115.5 The Bucketlist, Cape Breton. I'm not going to sing Pants on the Ground today, although it obviously was a big hit yesterday because I got a couple of calls back. But you know that old fella that made that song, he really should be getting royalties because by now there's a whole lot of folks singing his song. I'd be willing to send him the $5 if I knew what his name and address was, you know, because it's a great little song. It's pretty cool. So no songs today, and believe me, I'm not going to get naked like the team did. I promise that will not happen. However, come Friday, when the opening ceremonies are going to be on, I'm going to be all dressed in Canada stuff, plus some red for our military, because, you know, we always have to remember them. And, you know, some of these guys that come back lose their families or well, look around, folks. Just look around. Might be the little girl you sit on the bus with or you go to school with, or she's sitting right next door and you just never knew. You don't even know she's sick, or, you know, say hi. How you doing? What are you doing this weekend? What would you like to do this weekend? Go out and have some fun. I mean, hey, you just don't know when it's going to end. It could be you that needs it. You know, let me know. Let us know so that, you know, we can help you. My one favorite song is though, and I'm just going to put it out there because, you know, you are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. And that'll be enough for today, folks. So go out there and find somebody to help. And I'm going to watch my